Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 29 in our 31-day series of out-of-the-box genealogy tips. I'm Lisa Lisson from Are You My Cousin, and today we are talking about community cookbooks. Yes, cookbooks. You can find genealogical information in those community and church cookbooks that women would put together. We all have them. You know, those little tiny cookbooks that are typically stuck on the bookshelf. They came from the local church. They came from the community. Oftentimes they were used as fundraisers. But inside those little books, if you can find one for where your ancestors lived, you can find just a goldmine of information. Besides the recipes, besides some really wonderful cooks, you can find many female ancestors listed. You can find, for instance, if you were looking at a little church community cookbook, the women in that cookbook were all part of that community. You can find information about the church, perhaps if this was out of a church-based organization, you can find information about the church where they worshiped. You get an information about their religious beliefs. You can get clues to their maiden names. You can get clues to the community, a space who's in that community type thing. So it's a wonderful way to explore the social history of the community, but as well as really paying attention to who is in that list and who could be important. You could find maybe your ancestor listed, but maybe you find a sister, maybe you find her mother, other people listed in those cookbooks. Because face it, guys, if your church group or if your local community for these women were putting together a cookbook to maybe raise funds as a fundraiser, most women are probably going to participate because they didn't want to be left out, because you could be deemed an unworthy cook, an unworthy housewife if you didn't participate. So take a look at those and see what's there. You're going to get a really unique sense of information about that. What I really want to encourage you to do when you look just at the names that are listed in there, but look at the very beginning and make sure you check the very end of those cookbooks as well, particularly these community cookbooks, because you can find some unusual history. It might be about the church and who some of the original members were. It could be about other women's organizations as well in the area. So be sure and check both the beginning and the end of those books as well to make sure you're not missing some important information there. Okay, guys, that is it for today's tip. Oh, and before, let me tell you one more thing, where to find these wonderful cookbooks, guys. Cookbooks actually are not quite as hard to find as you would think. Check your grandmother's bookshelf for one, guys. But Google Books, I have found a number dating back into the 1800s on Google Books. Absolutely. Check local churches, check local libraries. So the library often will have a local or regional section in the library. Check that. Check the archives, check state libraries. You can check with historical societies and as well as even local museums. So you have a lot of options to go after those resources. All right, guys, that really is it for today. Have a great day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.